Here we are, Southern Pines, hole 7, par 4. So what I try to do on this one is I'll usually do definitely some elevation. I'm thinking maybe plus 15%. I usually try to go relatively max, try to get this down here as far as possible on this hole. Here you can see, don't tell me my opponent's really hitting basic ball. Is this some kind of glitch? So this isn't the tour for basic ball whatsoever. I think that maybe that's some kind of visual glitch. I really recommend, so hopefully you guys, at this stage have some Kingmakers built up. That's the ball that I'm going to basically recommend. You'll see that I'll kind of back off the spin here. You'll be able to do this with Thor 4, Thor 5, especially with the wind like this. As I mentioned though, go plus 15% if you're using this tool. And just try to straighten out the wind so you can see kind of where I'm aiming. And there's 5 rings. There's 7. And aside from that, I'm just going to kind of offset just enough to kind of straighten out the wind. You can see with what I'm doing. This is going to put me in the rough. This is just too aggressive. It's going to be very, very close. A little disappointing there. 2 rings was just way too much to shank that. I did not expect that to happen. I feel like that was probably about a 1 in a million type. But keep in mind that I also do kind of cheat the right-hand side because it's really not a big deal. It doesn't matter if I go in the rough there. So that's why you'll see me get aggressive there. Did not expect to hit a 2-ring great ball though. It's not going to take me out of the shot whatsoever, especially if you have a Nirvana or whatever. You're really going to give yourself a good chance anyway, so it really doesn't matter. But just something that you want to be a little bit careful of. So what I usually use is a B52. This is one of the few times that I'm in the rough. Pretty much it never happens on this hole. This isn't a very, tough fairway to hit, especially when you're backing off the power. So just a really poorly executed shot there. What I'll usually use is maybe about minus 10%. And I'm just going to kind of size this one up. We're going to play it very close to that max ring number. 2.7, somewhere right around here. And you can see depth-wise with what we're kind of looking at. I'll just try to land it right around here with some curl. So 2.7 rings is going to be right around here. And as I mentioned, you could see that the ball guide was kind of offset a bit. So you just got to kind of estimate, make sure that you don't great ball right, especially when you're getting aggressive, going down the cliff like you see me doing. Just not enough. But you'll see that, whether it's a long iron or the rough iron shot there with a perfect ball, you'll give yourself a very good chance to be able to get that one. So, good luck with this hole, guys. Hopefully you guys, can execute a little bit better. Just keep in mind, that minus 10% is going to be kind of the base elevation for that second shot, regardless if I'm in the rough or the fairway, especially when you move to the lower ground. So keep in mind when you go to lower ground, you might want to even up that even more, maybe 15, 20%. You want to be a little bit careful when moving down that hill. Do keep in mind that, with the small as wind as I had, it still stayed very high on the hill, so I wasn't really even factoring that in. It was almost moot. But if the wind was growing and you had to ever go way down that hill, it's going to greatly affect the way that it plays out. But good luck there, and I'll catch you guys on the next.